E9-1-1, what's your emergency?
About 500,000 calls for help are made each day to the 911 emergency number system. Maximizing the chances that each call will result in a life saved or a tragedy avoided requires dedication and leadership of thousands of people across the country, from citizens to politicians to the first responder.
Hello, I'm Greg Rohde, the Executive Director of the E9-1-1 Institute, which supports the work of the Congressional E9-1-1 Caucus to advance E9-1-1 throughout the country.
The purpose of the 911 system boils down to something very simple. It is about connecting someone in crisis with a call taker who can deliver help as quickly as possible. To the person who places the call, nothing is more important.
Since the first 911 call was made in 1968, thousands of lives have been saved, crimes have been thwarted, and property salvaged because of this easy three-digit number that gives people a chance to overcome dangerous situations. As technology has changed, so has the complexity of the system, providing greater capabilities and challenges. Knowing where the call for help comes from is one of the most significant challenges facing our 911 system today. More than 1/3 of all the 911 calls made in this country come from a cell phone, yet the technology that's needed in order to allow call centers to know where that call comes from does not exist in 60% of the country.
We have a long ways to go before we can make cell phones as traceable as landline phones for 911 calls.
Addressing these technology challenges requires greater public education and leadership at a local, state, and federal level. It also requires more resources. The General Accounting Office estimates that it's going to cost $8 billion for PSAPs and wireless providers to upgrade to the E9-1-1 system throughout the nation.
The Congressional E9-1-1 Caucus was established to advance enhanced 911 throughout the nation. Its bipartisan co-chairs, Senator Burns, Senator Clinton, Congressman Shimkus, and Congresswoman Eshoo, are leading an effort to dedicate more resources to implement E9-1-1 throughout the nation, as well as to create greater public awareness and educate policymakers and lawmakers throughout the country on the importance of E9-1-1.
In 2004, the co-chairs succeeded in passing legislation creating the first grant program specifically targeted at federal funding for E9-1-1 technology upgrades. Because of their leadership, E9-1-1 services will now be assisted through a new joint program office led by the United States Departments of Commerce and Transportation. The Enhanced 911 Act, which was championed by the co-chairs, makes implementation of E9-1-1 a national priority and will ensure that the federal government will become a cooperative partner, working closely with state and local governments to make our nation's 911 emergency calling system the best possible. Call centers and first responders will now receive the help they need to ensure that our nation's 911 system has the latest technology and best resources available to save lives and protect the public at a time when we need it most. Together, the caucus and the Institute will carry on the mission of improving and perfecting emergency communications for every American.
The co-chairs work closely with the E9-1-1 Institute, which is a not-for-profit organization that supports the work of the Congressional E9-1-1 Caucus.
The Institute helps to mobilize local heroes and leaders at the state and federal level to move E9-1-1 forward.
Improving 911 is going to require leadership. Fortunately, we don't just have a handful of leaders, we've got thousands of leaders, all of which are dedicated to make 911 the best system possible.